The Dance of Masks. Brought to you by 𝓣𝓮 Media. In a city painted with the colors of twilight, where shadows whispered secrets, lived a woman named 𝓣𝓮. She was a chameleon, adept at slipping into roles that captivated the hearts of men. Each relationship was a new stage, and 𝓣𝓮 was the master of ceremonies, guiding the performance with a smile that concealed her true intentions. Her first partner was Marcus, an artist whose canvases bled with emotion. 𝓣𝓮 admired his passion but knew it was merely a tool. She told him she loved his work, weaving words like silk, each compliment a thread pulling him closer. Yet, beneath her charming facade, her heart remained a fortress. She danced with Marcus in a gallery of illusions, feigning admiration while plotting her next escape. As summer waned, 𝓣𝓮 met Julian, a dreamer with a heart like an open book. He spilled his hopes and fears as if they were paint on a palette. 𝓣𝓮 listened, nodding, reflecting his desires back to him. Like a mirror that only showed the surface. She told him she understood, but in truth, his vulnerability was a game to her. She turned his heart into a fleeting shadow, flickering with every sweet lie she whispered. Time flowed like a river, and 𝓣𝓮 continued her pursuit. With each man, she donned a new mask, a lover, a confidant, a muse. She reveled in the thrill of deception, each relationship a fleeting moment where she could manipulate the narrative. With Thomas, a businessman with walls built high, she played the part of the supportive partner, yet every reassuring word was a carefully constructed facade. She reveled in his success, but in private, she crafted her next deceitful act. As the seasons changed, so did her partners. With every new love, a trail of broken trust and scattered hearts lay behind her. Men began to tread lightly, afraid of unveiling their true selves. Like rabbits sensing a fox in the tall grass. They loved her, yet the intimacy between them was like a dance on a tightrope. One misstep, and they could fall into the abyss of her lies. 𝓣𝓮 thrived on their fear, each glance of uncertainty feeding her sense of power. She would watch their faces twist with doubt when she spun tales of longing and devotion. Can you truly love someone who doesn't reveal their own heart? They would wonder, but 𝓣𝓮 remained a distant star, shimmering but unreachable. One evening, under the glow of street lamps, she encountered Elias, a writer who saw through her masks. He approached her with the innocence of a child and the wisdom of an old soul. Their conversations danced like fireflies in the night, illuminating the darkness with flashes of authenticity. Yet, 𝓣𝓮 felt the walls she had built around her begin to tremble. Elias spoke of love like a river, ever flowing, asking her to share her thoughts. But her mind was a labyrinth, each path leading to a different exit, none revealing her true self. She resorted to her usual tricks, cloaking her intentions in metaphors and riddles. But Elias, with the quiet strength of an oak, did not flinch. He pressed gently, unraveling her threads with a patience that disarmed her. As the nights rolled on, 𝓣𝓮 found herself trapped in her own web. Each lie she spun became a thread binding her to Elias. His sincerity ignited a fear she had long suppressed, the fear of being unmasked. For the first time, she felt the weight of her deceit crushing her spirit. Love was a word she had twisted into a game. But now it loomed over her like a storm cloud, threatening to unleash the truth. In the shadows, she watched men she had toyed with grow wary, their laughter fading like echoes in a cave. They no longer sought her, leaving her to the solitude of her own making. She was a queen in a castle of lies, yet the throne felt increasingly empty. Ultimately, it was the fear of vulnerability that shattered the glass of her carefully constructed world. One evening, as autumn leaves danced in the wind, 𝓣𝓮 stood before Elias. She had to choose. Continue the charade or reveal the fragile truth behind her masks. The fear in her heart clawed at her, urging her to run, to hide, to deceive once more. But as she looked into Elias's eyes, she realized something profound. The true cost of her lies was a life lived in isolation. With a tremor in her voice, she began to speak, not the practiced lines, but the raw, unvarnished truth. The facade cracked, and in that moment, the dancer became the dance. Yet, even as she unspooled her heart, she felt the warmth of connection slip away. Elias listened. But the trust she had shattered could not be rebuilt in an instant. In a world where love demanded honesty, her sport of deceit left her standing alone, her true intentions finally laid bare. Alara learned that coexisting with a liar is like trying to catch the wind, impossible and often painful. As the last of the daylight faded, she understood the bitter truth. In her quest for connection through deceit, she had built a prison, and the key was hidden behind every mask she wore.